Welcome to the Gregg Museum of Art and Design. My name is Mary Hauser, and I'm here in our storage facility to show you a few pieces from our permanent collection. When we moved into our new facility, we were able to install a compact storage system. This system has one aisle that's shared among several different sets of shelves. So each shelf is on a carriage, and that carriage moves along the rails here in the floor. One of the great things we were able to do is install these rails flush with the rest of the floor in the room so that there's no bump when we're trying to roll a cart or a ladder into this area and get to the pieces. Each of the carriages in our compact storage system has some flexibility. We're able to move the shelves to different heights. The carriages themselves are different depths, and we actually have different kinds of materials to store different pieces. In other sections, we have clips for rolled textiles. We have hanging storage for some garments, and then we have both large and small shelves for different sized items. The Gregg Museum's collection contains over 35,000 objects. This section alone houses over 200 pieces. In order to be able to maintain security of the objects and to be able to find them efficiently, we use a hierarchical location system that allows us to break this large space into a smaller subset. For instance, this shelf has a specific number and lettering combination that lets us know exactly where it is, and in the database we can then record that location system and find every object that's here. It's important for us to be able to do that so that we can pull them efficiently for research or for exhibitions, and to be able to inventory the objects and make sure that everything is exactly where it needs to be. I want to show you a few pieces from these shelves a little more closely. This picture was made by a North Carolina potter named Tom Spleth. He uses a technique called slip casting. In that, a positive of the form desired is made, and then a negative is created to make a mold. In this case, because of the pleated nature of the pitcher, it actually has a lot of different parts. It's a very complex mold. That mold is put together, and then porcelain is poured into the mold and drained back out, so there's a residue along the mold. That's done repeatedly to build up the walls of the piece. It makes a very thin walled piece of pottery and allows for really intricate details like the pleats on this. This object is a model of a Navajo weaver making a tapestry. This upright loom is how most Navajo rugs are made. We have a number of these in our collection, so having a model like this showing a piece in process can help us explain to students and visitors exactly how something like that is made. This piece is a Hoover Constellation vacuum cleaner number 454. It's shaped like a spaceship or a UFO with this rubber gasket around the edge giving that additional sort of space-like look. The color is very typical of that mid-century modern time, and the graphics really display the 1960s vibe. This molded ceramic piece from Japan represents a Kirin, a mythical creature made up from parts of several different animals. There are a lot of intricate details around its face and here on the tail. Here we have two elephant bells. These are from Thailand. Typically we store them with padding around the bell itself and inside in the clapper because they're on movable shelves and we don't want the pieces to tip and move when we move the shelves. They make a great noise and they're made of wood, metal, and even some leather here across the top. This Japanese doll was given to us by the family of Irene and Harry Kelly. Mr. Kelly was a nuclear engineer, and he lived in Japan with his family shortly after the end of World War II, studying specifically the effects of the atomic bomb. While there, his family collected a number of very lovely items. This one in particular helps us show how traditional Japanese garments are worn. Sometimes the kimono and accessories we have in our collection are too fragile to be fully dressed. This allows us to show exactly how an obi and its component parts would be put together to accessorize a kimono, the various linings and scarves that go with it, and then how hair would be styled and ornaments that go there. Because this piece is fragile and sensitive to light and dust, it's stored with some extra padding and with a custom-made dust cover. This sculpture, entitled Lift Off Creole, was made by Yvonne Edwards Tucker, and it was purchased with funds from the Friends of the Gallery in 1999. It's modeled on the shape of a wedding vase, having the two handles and two openings at the top. Has the features of a female form, including a face here in the front. And then over the entire piece, there are a number of drawings, patterns, and shapes in various colors. This plastic bottle was featured in an exhibition about the designer Nathan Lerner that was held here at the Gregg, back in its old location at Talley Student Center. This bottle in particular has the unique feature of being able to collapse. However, because of the fragility of plastic and the way that it becomes more brittle and degrades over time, we don't do that when it's here in the collection. We keep it in its most useful state so that we can show it to the best of its features. We do have a number of drawings by Lerner that reference this accordion design. I hope you've enjoyed this tour of a few pieces stored on shelves here in our permanent collections storage facility.